Hello guys, welcome in next episode of Russ Kitchen Garden. So this is gonna be August update. It's beginning of September and August was one of the best months so far. Beautiful weather. I think we had one of the best summers in UK for in last few years. So everything was just growing fine, and I think the only drawback was the weeds, because the weed pressure was huge. I mean, if I wouldn't weed for 2 weeks, I wouldn't recognize my plot. So June was quite, June, that's when the weeds start growing. July was quite heavy with weeds, but August was just crazy. But anyway, what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna go through each patch. I'm gonna tell you roughly what happened in August, and at the same time I'm gonna do harvest, so you can see what kind of harvest I'm getting these days from the plot. Okay, so let's start quickly with the Polytunnel. As you can see, previously I had cucumbers in here which were growing throughout the summer. Now they've been removed and I've planted winter crops. So we have autumn cauliflowers and winter cabbage, which is called winter density. Here we have a Chinese cabbage, and as you can see I have quite a lot of slug damage on these plants. So what I've started doing is that I start closing those doors to the Polytunnel. If it's about tomatoes, as you can see, they're still giving me a lot of fruits, but the fruits are becoming a bit smaller. So I'm still picking them up, but like for example these guys, as you can see, they are really small. Anyway, I'm gonna leave those tomatoes for another 2-3 weeks probably, and they're gonna be replaced with another winter crop. Here is the surprise. I might have a melon, guys, this year. So this is the first time I'm growing melons, and I finally see some fruits. Like this one is quite big, so I try to leave only 3 to make sure that the plant will be able to feed all of those fruits before the winter comes. So we're gonna see about that, and also what I'm planning to do next year is properly prune the melons. So I hope I'm gonna have more fruits next year. Right, so now we're gonna go through the Brassicas. So these are those 2 rows. Now I'm growing Brassicas for the first time, so sometimes it's hard for me to say if they're doing good. Like for example, let me show you, like these are the cauliflowers, and as you can see they're growing upward like crazy, and I wonder if this is good or if they're just bolting. So we're gonna see about that. We're gonna see if they give me any fruits, because I didn't manage to grow any cauliflowers this year. Here we have Chinese cabbage, and this one is getting eaten by the slugs quite badly. So I think we might have heads which will be full of the holes, which is not good, but the plant itself is doing fine. Here I think we have sowing cabbages, and they look beautifully. Not much slug damage. Again, they're not going upward like the autumn cauliflowers. So I hope we're gonna have some nice cabbages here. Now I stopped using slug pallets in June, so as you can see, considering that I'm not using them, I think the plot still looks quite okay. I mean, there is not that much damage. The plants are doing fine. But there's plenty of hiding spaces for slugs. Like for example, look at this guy. So it's just what I have to do is pretty much every week is just weed all these plants and then at the same time remove as many slugs as I can. And now we're moving to beans, and as you can see, they doesn't look that good anymore. But the reason is because I couldn't keep up with eating all those beans. I decided to let them go to seed. So what we have right now is and this is the Cobra variety, we have a lot of those pods, which some of them are completely dry, and and we can find those seeds inside. So what I'm gonna do at some point is collect all those pods, put all the seeds into jars, and I'm gonna try to use them throughout the winter. Okay, now we're moving to alliums and unbelievers. So fennel is doing great. Some of the fennels already went to seed, but most of them are growing fine. I'm not entirely sure when I should harvest fennel, so if you guys know, let me know. Okay, now moving to parsley. If you recall, both of the sowings I made early spring and July didn't work. It had some kind of disease, but this time it's doing really good. Now moving to carrots. They've been under this mesh from the carrot fly all the time, and it seems it works because we don't have any problems at all. So what I want to do today is I want to harvest some of these actually. So let's try to pick up one that might be quite big. Okay, let's get this one. There we go. Look at that. That looks perfect. And I think this might be the sweet candle variety. So here are the beetroots, and as you can see I have quite a lot of them. Now some of them were grown to be big, so you know I spaced them quite further from each other, and some of them supposed to be small. So what I want to harvest today, I'm after those small ones. So the small one were planted 4 in a row, I think, and yeah, there we go. So why I'm harvesting small beetroots is because my wife is doing this really delicious stew from beets and their leaves, and as you can see the young beetroots have really nice leaves. They are not diseased, so you can use pretty much the whole plant. Now I don't recall the name of the stew, but I'm gonna put the link in my about section, and for now what we're gonna do is get some of those beetroots from the soil. There you go. See, that one is. Now one more thing I want to say about beetroots is that the Boltari variety I was growing this year had amazing taste. I don't recall that any beetroots we've bought from the shop had such intense taste, so I definitely recommend growing those Boltari guys and give it a try and see, maybe you're gonna like beetroots. There's actually a nice website with a bunch of beetroots recipes. I'm gonna show you this on the screen. Here I have an endive, if you guys haven't heard about this plant. The leaves have this kind of like kale consistency, so they are quite tough if you want to eat them raw, quite hard to chew on them, and I couldn't find any good recipes when I could use endive, so I'm still looking for something that where I can use it. Okay, now herb bed, thyme just went crazy, so as you can see I have to cut it out on the sides to make sure that it's smaller, because if I'm gonna leave it like this next year, it's just gonna go wild and go on the path. What I'm gonna do with all those leaves is I'm going to dry them in my kitchen, and then we're gonna use it dry to the dishes basically. So, quickly about strawberries, if you recall in one of the videos I showed you how I try to rejuvenate them, and what I've noticed is the new plants from the runners, this year runners, start producing their own runners. So what I'm doing, I'm just cutting those runners here, making sure that the plants will pick up all those nutrients from the soil because it was fertilized, and you know, hopefully they're gonna store enough energy to give me nice fruits next year. Right, now moving to sweet corn, and there are two. Basically I have a good and bad news. Good news is that a lot of those cobs have a quite good size, so they made it. The bad news is that something is eating them up. So you see, these for example got eaten to the half of the cob. This cob got eaten completely. Now I have no idea if this is squirrels, birds, mice, whatever that is, but what I've done, I tried to put this scarer here to make sure that birds are not gonna eat it, and I also put this fleece around some of the cobs just to see if that's gonna help. But what I want to do today is that, as far as I know, as soon as these goes brown, whatever that's called, I think might be trusses, then you can harvest the cob. So I have one here, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna try to harvest it, and you know, and we're gonna see if it's any good. Okay, so here we go. Now if this counts as a good harvest or not, I'm not entirely sure, because this is the first time I'm growing my sweet corn, but I see that all those oh my god, how you call it, you know, they are filled up, you know, those small bulbs here, they're all filled up, so I think this might be good to be eaten. Okay, so here we have a harvest. So we have beetroots, young beetroots, you know, with those nice leaves. We have some sweet corn, so I got few for now. I'm still considering if I should store it. We have some dill, and this is just some part, small part of it, because I'm gonna be drying much more of it throughout the winter. And we have carrots. Some of them did really good. I mean, I'm sure they're all gonna taste very well. And here we have some lettuce, so this is the winter density. Here we have a rocket and some beans. I'm still harvesting the young green beans, and this is the spinach. So quite a lot of harvest, as you can see, in August. I think that's the month when I get the most harvest throughout comparing to other seasons that I've got this year. Alright, so it's getting darker. It's 8 p.m. and it's already getting dark, so the summer is getting to the end, that's for sure. but as you can see, the garden is full of plants, and that's what I wanted to achieve this year, because this is the first time I'm growing winter veggies. I just like to have something growing in the soil all year, so we will see how they will do. But anyway, that's gonna be it for now. Do let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.